Hi, folks. This is Mountainman coming to you from parts unknown. How's everyone tonight? I hope you're doing well. I'm doing well. I'm doing better than I thought I'd be doing. I appreciate everybody thinking about me and pulling for me. Just a little. We got spring around the corner, you know. A lot of things around the corners. But how you like my thumbnail there? You got Joe putting on, pardon me. And we got to wonder what people were saying when Trump was leaving office. He could abuse a pardon. He could do this. He could do that. Well, what about Joe? What if he decided to give all these people amnesty that are coming in our border? You know, what about that? Just amnesty. You're here. Here's your driver's license. Here's your voter ID. Everything you need. Remember, 1 month, January, was more crossings than the entire year last year in 1 month. And we're just in the first week of February. Hi, folks. How y'all doing? Let's see who's in here. Hi, Nikki. How you doing? Alan, Diane, Debbie, Jersey Joe, Joan, TJ Katz. Hello, William. How you doing? Melinda, Fancy Oak, Sissy, single songwriter. Nice to see you all. Hi, Robin. How are you doing? Sharon. So we got everybody rolling in. Rubber Toe, how you doing? Everybody's rolling in. That's good. I had a lot of views. I don't know if somebody left the algorithm switch off where it suppresses me in the algorithm, because I had over, I don't know, last time I checked earlier today, it was 5,000 some views on our last video we did. And I'm sure they flicked the switch back on. Somebody made that mistake. But that's okay. So I figured, well, I had so many new people last night. And a lot of them, they think I might be anti-Trump. A lot of them click for that reason, And I figure while I get their attention for a few seconds, if they come in tonight, for example, I'll leave this one up about the simple math. 133 million registered voters, okay? You don't have to be an Einstein, right? You don't have to be an Einstein. So just simple little things like that. And tonight we're going to talk about, I've heard very little about Tony Bobolinsky's testimony, okay? I got an article I read where it wasn't in secret, and he put out some points that nobody's talking about. And I think we got a serious situation of collusion and conspiracy, right? And it has to do with, hey, how can I say it gentle? This platform I'm on, Let me have a sip of my coffee. Get myself wet my whistle. Because I've shown y'all about Midas Touch. And I talked about another creator in past broadcasts. And, well, I see that they broadcasted together. I'll go over that. And I got a clip from, I'll just move this over so I can see the chats. So I got a clip from one of them that I'm going to play, and it shows you how they coordinate their message to denigrate Trump and his supporters. Hi, Miss Minder Sue. Yeah, Marcus, 1 vote. They got over it by 1 vote. Three Republicans. Hi, Wanda. How you doing? 3 Republicans voted against it. Hi, Georgia. Caitlin, how you doing? Nice to see you. I said, yeah, I got that right. Caitlin, right? K8. That's what you do, folks. You use a number for your vowel. Some people were getting in trouble last night because they were putting keywords in and they weren't using zeros for O's on words that would get me in trouble, or something like that. So just remember that. Hi, Awakened Trillium. How you doing? So Pencil Neck, a number 2 pencil's coming out soon. Yeah, he's been coming out. I had a clip from him, but I didn't get a chance to play it. But here, let me put up some, at least give up. You know what? I was had a little bit of a cold. I found this meme here. Like when you get older, falling off a roof when you're a kid versus sneezing too hard when you're an adult. Remember when Trump got COVID? He was down for a couple of days. Barron got it at the same time. In 3 hours, he's out running around. So, yeah, if you could bottle the youth, right? So, anyway, I just thought y'all get a laugh about that. And we talked about Lloyd Austin last night. And, well, I said he was back in hospital. It's a lot worse, they say, than we were talking about last night. Apparently, he's in critical care. And, this is a big position to be in this kind of shape for the administration to have to deal with. Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin moved to critical care unit at Walter Reed Military Center. And I see y'all's comments afterwards. I did see somebody left a comment and said that that's not him. That's somebody else. It's a lot of people speculate on who's still around and who's not around. But anyway, the story being told to the world and to the general public is that he is in critical condition, so much so that he's transferred his functions and duties to the Deputy Defense Secretary Kathleen Hicks. Now, what do we know about Kathleen Hicks? We'll see if some people start putting out, see if she needs to have the bad finger put on her, or she might be a good person. I don't know. Well, I suppose we're going to find out. And so now you've got Biden, who is his brain is fizzling out in front of the world, and his defense secretary is having to transfer the powers. Now they say they're talking bladder cancer. I don't want anything like that to happen to anybody. And I hope that, that can be resolved in a favorable way, but normally it doesn't. I mean, bladder cancer's a big problem. So anyway, but you got Biden. The word on the street is if he's too senile to prosecute, he's committed a crime, and that he's too senile to run the country. You either prosecute him or kick him out of office, one or the other. Now, the thing with Mayorkas, I've got the Babylon Bee up. I don't need a cognitive test. Biden screams at a pigeon. So, I like my Babylon Bee. So, anyway, where was I going with that? Well, let me see what's. Austin has skeletons closet. Oh yeah, 12 million skeletons. We learned from WikiLeaks. And Adam Schiff was only 7-point-something million. Austin was 12 million. 12 million bucks. Kicking Bird, how you doing? So Anyway, let me see what I'm going to leave this up in case we get any people in that are on the left. And I'll make this good right here. You know, I tell you, they were talking about this bill they passed being a trap for Trump, an impeachment trap. I'll get into that in a minute because they tried that before with another president. I'll see if anybody else can guess it. But as far as this business of Mayorkas being impeached, I have to say it was like I discussed in a number of broadcasts ago. If you can barely get an impeachment through the House, and the Senate just passed this onerous, horrible Ukraine bill, border bill, or whatever they want to call it, there's no way they're going to have enough people to convict Mayorkas. But it is still a good exercise. Why? To show everybody who's involved in this. Make them put their cards on the table for everyone to see. So I had a picture of, here it is, Baldy Mayorkas on a green, let's see, they're right behind his head, right above his ear. Right above his shoulder, nay, 3. Now, at least he's wearing the American flag. Did you notice when Biden was giving his little Super Bowl speech that he had an American flag and right next to it a Ukrainian flag? Just disgusting. But anyway, House impeaches Biden's Department of Homeland Security Secretary. The vote was 214 favor. 214 in favor, 213 against. So right above his shoulders, the number 3, Republicans. Nay, 3 of them. 3 turds in the punch bowl. So we're going to find out how many are in the punch bowl in the Senate. But, you know, I hope it's a big to-do, like putting out evidence. The Senate has to stop what they're doing, televise. A lot of information will be put out to the general public. I hope it's a big drama. Maybe it will make the Super Bowl look like a puppy show. Or is it going to be the emergency hearing coming up Thursday and Friday for Fani Willis? That's reports say Trump is going to be there. But he has another hearing Thursday in New York with Fat Alvin Bragg, okay? So maybe that's going to make the Super Bowl look like a puppy show, or all of this combined. Here we go, right here. Remember this one? This is a nitwit talking feds. I've talked about him in the past. Harry Litman. He had very few subscribers. I mean, not long ago. And I said, I think this is a guy that's being paid to put stuff up. Remember I said that? Well, he's got, 40-some thousand subscribers now. He gets, in 2 hours, he gets on 8,000 views. Okay? Like I said last night, I got 5,000 views in an hour. And usually nobody's watched it. It's buried. People can't find it. So, yeah, there's something going on. And YouTube's algorithm is in on it. But anyway, I'll get deeper into that in a minute. But let's see if MSNBC, Midas Touch, all the usual suspects start with this same talking point. Remember this one? Looming hearing signals trial kickoff season. They're acting like it's a sporting event, but they suffered some losses, okay? And they're in a precarious situation this week, but they're acting like they're having fun. Oh, I know they're not having fun. Anyway, some news here, disconcerting news. Catherine Herridge out at CBS. For many of you who've been with me for a while, remember, follow the pen. Remember her report she did on Guantanamo, and the rest is Mo Bay, okay? Where she showed the expansion and the added courtrooms, okay? Hi, Em, how you doing? Hi, Marilyn, how you doing? Let's see who all's here. So, anyway, I will play another video from Catherine Herridge about that. Yeah, I'm feeling better, Marilyn. I'm coming around. Appreciate you asking. Hi, Ronald. So, anyway, so yeah, they're circling their wagons, and it's not going to help them. I can tell you that, because stuff is going to. I hope this impeachment is televised. There will certainly be a lot of people wanting to view. They reported on the Washington Post this also, but Post Millennials reporting it. The Post said it, and the Millennial, just in, Trump to attend Georgia hearing on misconduct allegations against Fani Willis. The hearing is set to take place on Thursday in Atlanta. But then I also heard that he had chosen to go Thursday to Fat Alvin's hearing, and I don't know if that's going to leave Friday for him to go. We don't know if this hearing might go into Monday or Tuesday, or is there going to be some revelations that are going to be really earth-shattering, or what? We shall see. But they soft-pedal it. I'll take some clips from this Harry Litman weirdo, and I'm sorry, I'm calling him a weirdo, all right? Let me see how I can put this together. Oh, here's some good news before I get into that stuff. Elise Stefanik. So we got Dizzy Fanny is going to be in big trouble. Now we got Elise Stefanik saying, I just filed an official bar complaint with the Committee on Professional Standards against New York Attorney General Letitia James for violations of the rules of professional conduct. So that is going to be followed up, okay? And a lot of people are going to have a lot of heat on them to accurately identify these complaints, whether they occurred or not, whether this merits disciplinary action or not. Because I tell you what, we can take care of that whole bar if we need to, in a lawful way. You know, we can do an overhaul if they are corrupt to the point where they don't perform properly under this complaints from members of Congress. And there's the entire thing. If you want to get a screenshot of it and expand it later on, but well, I can read parts of it. She's made prejudicial comments on social media. She violated fundamental principles of fairness and impartiality by engaging in a relentless lawfare campaign. Lawfare's got to be outlawed. It's playing games. That's what it is. Playing games. Very dangerous games with our political system that can't be tolerated. So anyway, we'll see what they do here, because her behavior is egregious, and they better do something about it. And don't forget that they're looking about this. I think it was $250,000 from non-governmental organizations run by Georgie Porgy Soriosio. So now this part of the situation here. Let's see. This is a video about where Jack Smith, I think this was like 5 days ago, putting her, this is an MSNBC. I didn't have it in my quiver last night, but I was talking about how Jack Smith was menacing her. And she came back with smacking him in the chops, legally speaking, and made them come to a private meeting in a skiff, secret meeting, which is not, again, brought up by this Midas Touch and his Harry Litman character. I don't know if he's got a law degree, but he was a Fed. So if these people, they need to disclose if they have law degrees because their behaviors are outrageous. But anyway, I'll get to that in a minute. But here you have Jack Smith putting her on notice. Jack Smith losing patience with Judge Eileen Cannon on a major news network. You don't have attorneys putting out that kind of signal about a federal judge. And he found out, okay? So yesterday, they had that meeting. And prior to that, Trump and his team came in and met with Eileen Cannon in a secure facility, secret meetings, you know? So I got some clips I'll play about that. But that's just to show you that Jack proved to you, or anybody out there doubting. I know you all don't doubt me, but Jack Smith was getting smart, and they like to menace judges. And yeah, it didn't go very far. So I was watching Robert Gavoya, and I've told people, if you don't like me or you don't believe me, here's some channels you can go to, and I recommend channels. Robert Gavoya is one of them. Excuse me, I have to hit the cough button. Okay. Robert Gavoya, there's how you spell it. And this video here, Fani exposed in a massive 66-page supplemental filing. You can tell I'm right on top of it. 12 minutes. Anyway, oops. What did I hit? I hit a button. Oh, okay. Anyway, I'm watching this video, and then I see Midas Touch. Robert Gavoya is playing a clip from Midas Touch. He's talking about all the things Fani's getting jacked up with and things that she needs to be looking out for. But then they put up where they disclose where, and Midas Touch is talking about how other attorneys are helping Fani with her filings. And it's like it's a great thing. And this Harry Litman guy pops up on Midas Touch as a guest. I didn't even know they knew each other. So right away I'm seeing MSNBC, this Midas Touch, which I've been talking about for a long time, and this Litman guy who starts from scratch and balloons in his views, and they all have the same talking points. Now I see them all on the screen together. And I said, oh, boy. So if you want to see that, you'll see Litman saying, oh, well, they are, really working hard. And I don't know if how more two heads are better than one or whatever loose-brained excuses they got. But, hey, if Fani Willis spending the way she's spending, we're talking of millions of dollars on Trump, and they never mention the Midas Touch or this Litman clown, never mention, except in very ethereal ways, the financial end of this. Unjust enrichment, okay? And meeting with the White House before Trump was ever charged, okay? We're talking bribes. We're talking a lot of situations, but they paint it out like it's she's in trouble over an affair which isn't necessarily against the law. Oh, okay. So let me, I want to do a quick update on this person right here before I go into that other stuff. Houston Church Pew Pew identified as a TRAN, right? We talked about it last night. And they use the alphabet. Texas Church was a migrant from El Salvador. She has a long criminal history dating back to 2005. She was also a Bernie supporter, and had a Free Palestine sticker on her GUN and identified as a T gender, right? Well, that's why here's a report. This young lady's name, her last name is Gonzalez. Let me play this report for you. Listen to what she has to say about this individual. I forgot her first name. Do you all know who she is? Maybe? I don't know.
Of information that was given to me that when you go and search voting records, if she in fact was from El Salvador, why does she have a voting record? Why is she listed as voting in the 2020 election? And if we could go to that other picture there, yes, there is her voting record, Janess Moreno. I won't show you the address, but it's there. And she's voted in the 2020 election, but we've already seen that she's from El Salvador, and we've already seen her extensive rap sheet. So how in the world would she have voted in the 2020 general election? I think Harris County might have some explaining to do.
A criminal record going back to 2005? So wait a minute, we're talking 19 years of being in this country? At least, maybe back and forth, I don't know. And nothing, no consequence. Was that a me no speaky? Just like the one that did Uvalde. The mother was like, me no speaky. You've been here 20 years, you better be speaking. But no. So, we got a real problem. But we got these do-gooders here. Here you go. Here's some do-gooders. And I don't care if I got to fill my water bottle up in a puddle, or if I'm that bad, I wouldn't buy from a place like this. I don't know if this was a restaurant or what. No bigotry, hatred, or prejudice allowed at this. Oh, it's a gas station. Travel alternative, whatever. Respect trans people, or your pronouns will be was, were. I tell you what, I wouldn't, don't spend a penny in places like that. But that's in the bathroom, I guess, at a service station. I saw that today. And, what else came out today? I thought was ironic right here. That gas station better not be in North Carolina. Here's who I want for VP, right? North Carolina's Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson, right? Or candidate for governor. North Carolina governor candidate vows to arrest trans women in ladies' restrooms. There's no such thing as a trans woman, okay? There's a man, okay, that identifies. Hi, Donna. How you doing? Hi, Marla. Christopher, how you doing? So, anyway, yeah. That was funny that I saw that thing about Mark Robinson after I saw this. And I wouldn't care if they was giving gas away for $10 a gallon. I wouldn't buy nothing off them. And that's the way y'all, you just got to stand your ground. It's just going to get worse, folks, if you don't stand your ground. Let me prove it. In case there's anybody in here that doesn't believe me that it's going to get worse. Where'd that article go? Here you go. Here you go. Illinois Democrat proposes a bill to redefine parental abuse as refusal to go along with child S3X changes. Look at the purple lipstick. Look at the mask with the rainbow color. Somebody like this, Gitmo bound. Just grab them up right out of their chair, menacing parents, threatening, especially when it comes to kids. Oh, here's something real good. I hope the volume's good on this. This is Arizona. And why I always say it's important, it is critical for you to know who your local representatives are, who your state senators are, okay? Your state representatives, not just the House up in Washington, not just the Congress and Senator and House representatives in Washington, your state houses. And then on down to your local government offices, because this individual in Arizona is introducing some kind of bill to honor the Church of Satan. Okay? Listen to this. And look at the creepos standing around him. But how he describes, I might as well go ahead and say it, Church of Satan. They've got it in the U.S. Navy. Okay? So here they're trying to bring it into the Arizona State House.
Members, I would like to introduce a group of Arizonans, some from my district, but they have membership all across the state. They are here today to confront the arbitrary, tyrannical authority of religious persecution that's scheduled for government committee later on today. Today, members, I want to introduce you to members. We are graced with the presence of ministers and members of the Satanic Temple of Arizona. Please stand today. They're at the Capitol today to fight for the rights of their more than 12,000 members of their denomination and the rights of free speech and free exercise of all Arizonans. The temple practices non-theistic Satanism divorced from superstition without any belief in gods or devils. They practice the religious religious values of compassion, justice, bodily autonomy, free speech, science, humility, and noble action. As an organized religion, they actively do outreach and community service and participate in public affairs where the issues might benefit from their rational satanic insights. The mission of the Satanic Temple is to encourage benevolence and empathy among all people. They embrace practical common sense and justice. They are guided by their conscience to undertake noble pursuits that fulfill their religious values, again, particularly of compassion and free speech. Members, I welcome them to the floor today, and we'll hear from them later on in the government committee. Thank you.
How many times do you hear words like compassion and nobility and all this kind of crap? There's got to be a stop put to it somewhere. Don't forget the person who headed up the grand jury that Trump was dealing with in Georgia with Fani Willis was a so-called Wiccan. A Wiccan. Now, these things were cooked up in the 60s and 70s. Church of Satan. I think the last time we had anything close to that was Joshua took care of that, okay? And God told him exactly how to do it. But other than that, this stuff hadn't been cooked up but very recently in human history. When are they going to stop it? When people think they're Jedi Knights? There's people that have these Jedi codes and speak languages, for fantasy, science fiction, whatever, role-playing, whatever. But, sit there and try to come up with some kind of Harry Potter religion or some kind of there's some point it's got to stop. and not be something that can be introduced in government functions as free speech in state houses and stuff. When's it going to stop? Well, somebody wants to resurrect the Mayan temples, which I've gone over that enough, dragging people up to the top of the temple and cutting their heart out, So anyway, just thought like I said, be involved. Be involved. Somebody put that little jerk in their House of Representatives, and I guarantee the majority of the people in his district would not want that person, but they don't pay attention to their local politics. Freedom's not free. You can't be self-governing if you won't take the time to govern yourself. These people change your life, have control over your life. You cue in the lack of interest of individuals in their government functions. You tie that together with this right here. Propaganda. Obama repealed this 1948 act so he could flood our media with endless propaganda, revolver news. What is that? The Smith-Mundt Act, right, folks? The Smith-Mundt Act, look it up. He supposedly repealed it. But I want to say fraud is fraud. And nothing in the Constitution permits the government to behave in a fraudulent way with the people of this country, period. I don't care what this dope signed. I don't care. It's not permitted. Defrauding the people is not permitted. Here we have J.D. Vance. I played a video of him last night where little George Stephanopoulos cut off J.D. Vance when Vance was talking about Trump getting rid of federal employees. But anyway, J.D. Vance discovers impeachment time bomb for the next Trump presidency buried in the Ukraine bill. So I mentioned earlier in the broadcast, they tried this crap. They got away with it to a degree. And I'll give you another little history. A lot of you know it already. A lot of you know it. Which president am I talking about? Where they scarred him. To quote Nancy Pelosi, they scarred him. And they waited till he was a lame duck. And I'll tell you who it was, Ronald Reagan. Congress passed a bill that we couldn't help the Contras, okay, in Nicaragua. And then the Iran-Contra affair came in at the tail end of Reagan's presidency. He was a lame duck. He was going to be leaving in 24 months or 18 months or something like that. Why? How could he get into a big battle, It was already pretty much anointed that George Bush was going to succeed him. And the most he ever admitted to, Reagan said, mistakes were made. He never said anything more than that. And they had a special prosecutor, which that crap started when they were trying to get Nixon out. And they did the silent coup against Richard Nixon. Okay, because they didn't want to do what they did to Kennedy that soon, right? But they did try it with Reagan. But anyway, the Constitution, foreign affairs are under the auspices of the executive branch. Yes, Congress puts out funding. But as far as national defense and foreign policy, the president has discretion over that funding. They have to finance the executive branch. And, they can put that crap in the bill all they want. But that's how they tried to trip up Reagan with saying he couldn't help the Contras in Nicaragua. that's when they started to chip away at the Monroe Doctrine, where we would not tolerate non-democratic governments in our hemisphere. Okay? Teddy Roosevelt, walk softly, carry a big stick. But anyway, that's for another broadcast. But there's going to be constitutional showdowns. You can believe that. And before I get into this Littman moron, I do want to say that just what I thought. I said the other night that I hope they did a tribute. And I just said, Red Solo Cup, I fill you up. And they didn't. Toby Keith. And a foreign news service, Sky News Australia, just before I went live, put this up. 6 minutes ago, but it was about an hour ago, I guess. Taylor Swift disrespected Toby Keith. The guy basically discovered her. They didn't give him the time of daggone day. And here's what somebody put up about Taylor Swift. Toronto Star. Is Taylor Swift a psyop? Right-wing commentators want you to think so. The push to brand Taylor Swift a Democrat agent is itself a psyop. Experts tell the Star. Well, then a month later, they put this out. Sorry, MAGA. Taylor Swift helped win a Super Bowl, and she can help win an election. The woman is way too powerful. If she ever cheered on an asteroid, we'd be DEAD. So they double talking BS. 1 minute they're denying that she's a Dem agent, calling us conspiracy theorists, and then in the next breath they're admitting to it. So let me see what's going on in the chat. Yeah, experts say, Christopher. Experts, whoever that gets paid the most. Hi, MS Motorsports. How you doing? Christina, how you? Oh, my gosh. The kid did expire. Yeah, they had a brain injury, is what I heard. And that's terrible. Yeah, this mental illness I covered. I put up some very interesting graphs. I mean, a door sign and reports and stuff. Here you go, folks. Here's something to give you a little thought. Everybody that experts, like this expert, religion is a fairy tale for those who are afraid of the dark. Yeah, he just went off, passed away, but, we know where he used to go. But anyway, atheism is a fairy tale for those who are afraid of the light. How about that? You can't even walk your daggone dog. Here. Look at this. This was just before I went live, too. There's a guy and his dog. Long Crime Network. I know you didn't just take my husband's life for a dog. Quote from his wife. Robbers allegedly unalived a kind-hearted man walking his canine Tequila before abducting the pet. Long Crime News. Fatally shot a man walking a dog, abducted his pet, authorities say. People's hearts will grow cold. They'll be lovers of selves. Anyway, here's this Littman character. I'm going to play him. This guy, shot up like a rocket. And I found him, like I said, collaborating with Midas Touch, which shot up like a rocket in the algorithm. And I broke this video up. I left out the middle and I got the beginning and the end for you to see, to listen to all the talking points, how they compare Trump to being a mafia figure. They mock him. They mock us. And they act like it's all his fault that these legal problems are coming his way, and they laugh. All right? Well, I'll play it, and then we'll have a talk about it.
And then finally, to the big enchilada, in my view, the most important.
I got it backwards. I got the end first. The big enchilada. We'll get to that in a second. Let me play this front part. This is the beginning of it. Talking Feds with Harry Litman. I mean, you got some Liberace or what is that, Barry Manilow fan or whatever he is. I don't know. But let me go ahead and play it. Just listen to his joy and giggling.
And Harry here to talk about a week that, in my experience, even the worst monster hasn't had. Donald Trump, facing 91 charges in 4 different crimes, will this week alone, over the next few days, have inflection points and important events in all 4 of them. His now profession is as a professional criminal defendant, and with a little side job of running for president. And maybe that's just how he likes it, because it feeds his martyrdom narrative, which in the absence of any policy or anything to say, or the terrible record when he was president, this might be the way to go to try to keep his faithful in the fold. But just check out this week. Okay.
So I'm sure you all caught that. Keeping the faithful in the fold. His primary job is being a criminal defendant, but his secondary job is running for president. I mean, total disdain. And that's what I'm talking about. People with law degrees or people practicing law that behave this way, there needs to be some discipline. And I believe it. I know that they pay certain people to do videos. I don't know what the situation is here, but if they launched him off and paid him and stuff like that, once he gets to where he's getting hundreds of thousands of views, they don't got to pay him no more. The YouTube ecosystem pays him, okay? And then they suppress other channels. But I didn't mean to interrupt. Keep it going.
4 cases, right? We got Mar-a-Lago, and we got the January 6th election interference trial on the federal side. And then we have the Alvin Bragg, New York DA election concealment case with Stormy Daniels. And then we have the Fulton County case in the big RICO sprawling matter. And, let me cut to the sort of headline. Here's a guy who, anyone else would be present at an important event in these things, although it can be voluntary, and sometimes he likes to express his contempt by not showing up. Here he's got a problem, though, a very important criminal trial juncture in 2 different cases on the same day. Maybe that happened once to John Gotti, I'm not sure, but 4 different matters in a week. So on Thursday, 2 important cases. He's made a motion or joined a motion by one of his defendants in Fulton County to recuse, and really to dismiss the whole case against him based on the allegations by a co-defendant of improper, unethical behavior by Fani Willis. This is the whole, affair and the potential of some kind of, seems far-fetched, but some kind of financial benefit arising out of hiring her. So there's going to be a big hearing on that. You would think, he might want to.
It seemed far-fetched, he said, about some potential financial thing from hiring her seems far-fetched. Her boyfriend and her are looking at losing their law licenses, looking at being prosecuted. Okay, he doesn't bring any of that up. But anyway, I'll let him keep on his. Well, you thought he's bopping around excited. Wait till I play the second half. He shakes his little fists like, ooh, he's having so much fun.
Make his presence felt there. However, there's one reason not to is it's an evidentiary hearing. So what would happen if he's called to the stand? In any event, whether it's for that tactical reason or just that, 2 criminal trials and you can't be in 2 places at the same time, he's announced that he's going to be instead in New York, where Judge Merchan will have the most important.
All right, Freedom Rider. I took a lot of time to get these clips and to have discussions. We're staying on topic. I'm removing your comment. You don't jibber jabber about whatever in the world you want to jibber jabber. You stay with the topic and engage with us like an adult, or stay out of the conversation, please. You came in and put a paragraph in promoting some nonsense when I worked my butt off to put up these clips and discuss relevant topics for this week that apply to Trump. And if you don't want to participate in that conversation, go somewhere else. Thank you very much. I'll continue.
Hearing in advance of the trial in the case involving the effort to conceal the payouts to Stormy Daniels. And Merchan's going to dispose of certain motions and also make the trial date clear. And Trump has said that's the one that he will attend. So, actually 2 criminal trials has to decide between the 2. But that's not all. Because we have the 2 federal trials and important stuff is going on in them as well. So in Mar-a-Lago, his friendly jurist, at least so it would appear, Eileen Cannon, is holding a closed-door hearing with both defendants and government serially. That is, first the defense without the government there, and then the government without the defense there, to try to decide what to do under SIPA for the classified information that'll be involved in the trial, some aspects of which the government would like to keep confidential, including from the defendants.
Some stuff they'd like to keep confidential, including from the defendants. What I discussed in my last couple of broadcasts, where Eileen Cannon told him that's enough. That's enough of putting stuff in, saying it's classified and not letting people see it, not letting the defense see it. And he has tried her patience, okay? Plus he's menaced her. Now, he said, well, it's where the defense meets with the judge, and then after they leave, the prosecution meets with the judge, and they're gonna look at the papers to decide which papers they can see. No, she ordered them into a skiff, okay? And we're going over this stuff, and you're putting it in enough of these unlawful filings. But he doesn't get into that. But let's see. I'm here for breaking news, Freedom. You start your own channel, do your breaking news. I want to stay on topic. We go over the talking, the talking, excuse me, the talking points of the left. And that's all you put up is the same parroting talking points. Listen to this freak. As he keeps repeating the same crap you repeat. 91 charges, criminal charges. He's just his full-time job is a criminal defendant. And he's collaborating with Midas Touch Network and MSNBC in a coordinated attack being financed by non-governmental organizations, and I'd like to see all of them charged with conspiracy to defraud the American people by putting out propaganda because of this political gibbon putting out the okay to put garbage into everybody's daily life, to slander, denigrate, and lie. According to Barack Hussein Obama, that is legal to do. And you're watching it. You're watching with the clips I put up where he is participating, okay? Conspiring and colluding. Blood libel. Very serious terms. And you mark my words. These people are going to pay a price for this kind of coordinated libel. Now now he talks about the cases in between. I've edited it out because it's the same crap. That E. Jean Carroll case, the Stormy Daniels case doesn't mention the fact that Stormy Daniels has got to pay Donald Trump $500,000. Doesn't mention that at all. That the main witness for this stupid fat Alvin Bragg is a convicted felon and admitted liar in the Engoron case. He doesn't mention the fact that Engoron has broken a record for being overruled by the appeals court 4 times just on this one case with Trump. And he's ignoring the appeals court. He's going to lose his seat on the bench. You mark my words. He's going to lose his seat on the bench because you don't ignore the appeals court. This clown doesn't bring up any of that, okay? This cupcake. So let me go ahead and now watch him get all excited. This is only about a minute or so. But listen to the trained talking points, okay? Denigrating the 45th president of the United States, who has a clean record, has excellent financials, has a successful business, is a statesman, a world leader. But you listen to this son of a bitch, you would think that Donald Trump was quite the opposite. And somebody like this needs to go to jail.
And then finally, to the big enchilada, in my view, the most important case out there for a few reasons, but one of them is it really best captures the wickedness of Trump's constitutional betrayal of January 6th. And that's the election interference.
The wickedness of Trump and his constitutional betrayal. This moron, if he has not watched the entire speech at the ellipse of Donald Trump, at the very least, he's an ignoramus. He's irresponsible. But if he has listened to Trump's speech on the ellipse, he's a criminal for what he's saying about Trump. And I'll start it over again because I knocked him off the screen. Let me mute my mic.
And Harry here to talk about a week that, in my experience, even the worst monster hasn't had.
Whoops, that's the wrong one. That's where he's calling Trump a mobster. Sorry about that. Let me put the other one up. There we go. Calling Trump Al Capone or John Gotti.
And then finally, to the big enchilada, in my view, the most important case out there for a few reasons, but one of them is it really best captures the wickedness of Trump's constitutional betrayal of January 6th, and that's the election interference trial. And we've got the Supreme Court has now, remember, he had to move for a stay from the D.C. Circuit's ruling that he doesn't have immunity. He had to do it by yesterday. He did do it by yesterday, and the court comes out of the box as I predicted anyway, with a very quick order giving Jack Smith 1 week to respond to it. And that's the sort of first step in what will obviously be an expedited schedule that will tell us within a couple of weeks whether they're going to take the case. And that would occasion more delay and maybe even make it practically impossible to try in 2024, or whether they'll deny Trump's request for a stay, at which point we're back in Judge Chutkan's courtroom after a sort of couple month frolic and detour. Okay, so that's just 1 week, 4 days really, 3 days really, in the 4 days. We'll give 4 days in the life of Donald Trump, professional defendant with the side job of presidential candidate. And, more like these on the horizon. But this is a particularly packed week of events for a man facing 4 different cases and 91 different counts.
I cut it off where he's going to say, goodbye, everybody. But anyway, you hear the practice lines over and over and over again. The practice lines over and over again. And he is, I suspect, a retired federal worker. I don't know what his education is. I don't know if he's got a law degree. But I'll tell you what, if he does, he needs to turn his license in if he's got one. And the way he is libeling Trump and denigrating well over half the population of this country, he's insightful, okay? He's inciting vitriol in the body politic, and his descriptions are ignorant at best, okay? So this is just the beginning. One thing he's damn well right about. This is a big week, okay? Who knows what happened yesterday behind closed doors with a PO'd Judge Cannon. He lightly went after Judge Cannon by saying he came just short of saying that she was a Trump sycophant. He was saying, well, she seems to be leaning more towards Trump. I guarantee you he was being a lot rougher on her prior to her dressing down Jack. So anyway, yeah, I agree, Marilyn. Hope he does too. 8th or 9th. So anyway, I didn't mean to. These people are sick. You want to see sick? Listen to this idiot. This is an idiot. And remember I said that Judge Pan, if she wants me to pronounce it Fan, then she needs to change the spelling in her name. I don't live in Vietnam, okay? I don't pronounce my P's as F's unless it's got an H behind it. But anyway, Judge Pan came up with a ridiculous construct that what Trump was saying was that the SEAL team could go out and assassinate his opponents and wipe out half of Congress, and nobody can do anything about it. And I said she should be removed from the bench for that kind of insightful rhetoric. And if she doesn't know better, she's too ignorant to be a judge. And if she does know better and she's still doing it, she's too malicious to be a judge. But here, this is another MSNBC short. Listen to the ridiculous idiocy of this moron.
License to murder his American political rival. Today, Trump lawyer John Sauer told the court that as president, Trump could murder Americans and never be prosecuted for it after leaving office, driving new headlines that will shock anyone with a sense of shock left. This is the headline in America tonight. A former president would have immunity for the assassination of rivals, and that immunity covers having rivals assassinated in America, according to Trump's lawyer in court today. That is what he affirmed. This is not a drill.
That is not what he was saying. He was saying that for any president, For somebody to go after a president, they have to go through the constitutional procedures. Okay, the 25th Amendment or impeachment, all of which in emergency situations could be done very quickly. And also, if there was a president that was ordering the type of thing this idiot is discussing, they have every right to ignore unlawful orders, and they would because they've taken an oath. So this ass is putting out there that Trump wants to do all these things, and the simple-headed asses out there in the body politic that watch these programs and get themselves worked up have the mentality of a 12-year-old. "2020 Freedom Rider." When did Trump and Biden face off in 2022, Dimblewit? Now listen to this one. She doesn't, what is her point? What is her point with her, you got this donkey-nosed, amoral individual that is night after night. Boy, I tell you what, I don't have a wife, but I did. She was watching that stuff. I'd give her noogies. I'd twist her nose, get her up off, quit watching this garbage. But anyway, what is the point she's trying to make? She's trying to say that Trump is destroying our political system. I guess that's what she's trying to say. I'll play it and then we'll talk about it.
I don't know how many of you watching this tonight, are mourning the illness and potential demise of the Republican Party as an institution. I understand. But if we are going to stay a democracy with a two-party system, there do need to be two parties of some kind, or we're not that kind of system anymore. We're going to have to develop into something else. I mean, right now, what we are very fast becoming is one party on one side and just a guy on the other. A guy who, this week, is going before a United States Supreme Court that is going to decide if maybe he might be ineligible to ever hold federal office ever again. What do you call that kind of a system? What could possibly go wrong?
You're going to destroy a political party and you'll have just some guy running everything. What the hell is she talking about? Okay, we're getting rid of people who have communist leanings, have uniparty leanings, and work only for themselves to enrich and empower themselves, personal power and profit. Mitt Romney getting up and saying that the Ukraine vote was the most important vote the Senate would ever take. Does any of the news organizations point out that Mitt Romney's son gets big bucks from a Ukrainian energy firm? No. No, they want to constantly attack Putin, who wants peace in his hemisphere, had warned Ukraine for years to quit attacking Donbass, or there was going to be a price to pay, and they kept doing it. Here's a clip from 2013. Here's a clip from 2013. Since everybody's all hopped up about the Democrat Party and how great Clinton was, why don't you listen to what he's got to say about Putin?
Look, Mr. Putin he's very smart.
Well, you know him better than most people.
Yeah, I do.
What was he like behind closed doors, away from the sort of the public utterances?
Smart and remarkably, we had a really good, blunt relationship.
How blunt?
Brutally blunt.
Ever fisticuffs?
No, but I think the right strategy most of the time but it's frustrating to people in your line of work. You should be brutally honest with people in private And then if you want them to help you, try to avoid embarrassing them in public.
Right.
Now, sometimes they do things which make it impossible for you to keep quiet. But by and large, I found all the people I dealt with appreciated it if I told them the truth. How I honestly felt and what our interests were and what our objectives were. And they also appreciated it when I didn't kick them around in public for as long as I couldn't kick them around. So, that's my experience. And
did Putin ever renege on a personal agreement he made to you?
He did not.
So behind closed doors, he could be trusted?
He kept his word in all the deals we made.
He kept his word in all the deals he made. But I wanted to preface this with Bill Clinton. He is an astute politician. And I know he's a criminal. I know he's got to pay for what he's done. But he's an astute politician. And he brought up something I brought up in the past. I talked about conditional, where you send somebody a conditional private communication. Do you all remember me saying that? Off the record, conditionally off the record letter or phone call. And just what he said, you be brutally honest with them in private. But sometimes their behaviors are so bad that you got to bust them in public. I don't know if you all caught that or not. But it was funny because right after I discussed that conditionally private letter, and I feel there's a lot of people getting phone calls and conditionally private communications that are blunt about what's going to happen if they don't straighten out. And right here you had Clinton. If maybe I'll play it at the end so you all can catch it. What are you talking about, freedom? Nancy Pelosi's son and Mitt Romney's son and Joe Biden's son. Joe Biden's son, Hunter, is currently getting $80-some thousand a month. It's on his belated tax returns. So, what is the thing that liberals say right off the bat? Source? What's your source? What's your link? What do you know? John Kerry's son, too. Thank you, Melinda. I knew it was one more. It's at least four of them. John Kerry's son, Mitt Romney's son, Hunter Biden, Joe's son, and who's the other one I said? It's four of them. Nancy Pelosi. So, why do you want to live in a world? Why do you want to live in a world that I've just been showing you, a satanic church, trying to put parents in prison if they don't want to play along with having their children operated on? Why do you want to live in that world? Why do you want the sweat of our brow, this nation's brow, going to Ukraine? Like Putin says, haven't you got anything better to do? $223 million a day since February 2022. And veterans in our country and the state they're in. What the hell have you got to worry about somebody like, what's his face? Zelensky. Here, Andy, no. You want to live in this world? Pontiac, Michigan. A judge has dismissed claims from a trans person suing an ex for, quotation marks, her surgically removed you-know-whaticals that were kept in a jar. The ex said the you-know-whaticals were rotting in his refrigerator and he threw them away. That's what our court system's going to be taken up with. This is what you got somebody applying to go be a school teacher. Right here. Another picture. There. Perfectly normal. We didn't have that problem in this country, but we got it now. Is that, you want to live in that world? There we go. There's freedom over there on the left. You won't fix anything by posting memes. The American Revolution was mostly planned in pubs and was popularized using pamphlets. We're going to keep getting the word out. Tell me something ain't real. I know what's real. But why do you want to live in that world? And you know what I noticed in the chats in one of these liberal streams that was going on? A guy, I guess it was a bot, kept saying, "Where's Melania? Where's Melania?" Nobody knows where Melania is. So that's one of their talking points. I'll tell you where Melania was. She was in Mar-a-Lago, okay, in a very nice evening gown with Trump and Vivek. There, you got Sky News reporting on it. You know, you don't have any of the regular media reporting on it. There she's standing there. Okay, there's Trump next to her, and there's Vivek. And I was wondering about Vivek. Do you think he's borrowed? Do you think he borrowed Ron DeSantis' boots? Because he's 5'7", and there he is, kind of close to Trump. Trump's 6'3". So anyway, but the "Where's Melania" BS that everybody keeps pumping out, garbage. Here you go. You want to live in this world where idiots tell on Yahoo News, The Telegraph, carbon footprint of homegrown food 5 times greater than those grown conventionally. Remember I was saying they were trying to stop people from having backyard gardens, trying to tell people with backyard gardens they're destroying the earth. What kind of moron would, first of all, put that kind of garbage out there and call themselves an expert? And I want to know what kind of moron will actually believe this, that a garden in your backyard will cause pollution and global warming. I don't depend on, that's right, single songwriter. I don't depend on government. They can go, you're right. Oh, you're full of, you don't know what you're talking about, Freedom Rider. Chamberlain in 1938. Ukraine has been part of Russia since 900 AD. Where have you been for my last broadcast? Where were you when Putin was given his interview and he went through the documented history of Russia and Ukraine? Ukraine has been a territory of Russia for 1,100 years. They got a conditional autonomy that they violated. It's like, oh, we give Texas so much autonomy, or California can have so much autonomy, but they break it, they go past it. How about if California started bombing Oregon? That's what was going on. Ukraine was bombing Donbass, okay? And Putin warned them and warned them and warned them since 2014. Educate yourself. You look foolish when you make those comparisons. How about this? What do you think of this, folks? You think that Trump is just a regular candidate? You look at this motorcade. You tell me you think Trump's a regular candidate? I think he's a directly appointed officer for the military, and he has been since 2014, maybe 13. On top of everything you've seen just go by was 2 ambulances and another rescue service vehicle. That just ain't no regular candidate for president. So, coming up with these childish attacks on Trump. Trump is a poopy head. Trump is a rapist. That's ignorant and foolish. And that's right, Angela. Hello, Angela. Hi, Richard. But people of Ukraine have been begging Trump for more than 8 years to come and free them from this hell that Zelensky's put them in. That's exactly right. Hi, Ivana. How are you doing? Yeah. You can go to that. All the haters here that dislike opposing views, remember, we all cherish our First Amendment freedoms. Yeah, but you don't libel people and you don't talk out of your bunghole when you talk about somebody who the world respects and who won the last election, and it was stolen from us, and that will be proven. That will be proven, and the people that are responsible are going to pay a heavy price. That election was stolen. Trump committed no crimes. He has no criminal record. He was what did that fairy talk about that I played earlier? He said Trump had a horrible record as president, no wars, a prosperous economy. What a piece of garbage. So, yeah, people have freedom of speech. They're free to make themselves look like idiots, and I'm free to tell them they're an idiot when they say something that's false. And they denigrate and libel people, and they repeat lies. The E. Jean Carroll case is based on lies. They passed a law specifically tailored to go after Trump. We don't do that in this country. And it's all going to get thrown in the trash pail. And when this Colorado decision comes up, what idiot thinks that some Secretary of State can just decide you can't be on the ballot because I say so, because you're an insurrectionist? Someone's never been charged with insurrection. Someone's never been to court or been convicted of it. If you watch his speech at the Ellipse, you can see where he says peacefully and patriotically. Okay? So somebody can lie and falsely accuse somebody and keep them off a presidential ballot. You talk about national security. That's propaganda. That's beyond the beyond. All right? But what idiot thinks that the Supreme Court would say, oh, yeah, sure, any Secretary of State in any of the 50 states can decide who to kick off a ballot? What fool thinks that way? So, yeah, say what you want to say. But if you sound like a moron, I'm going to say you sound like a moron. I didn't say you are one. I say you sound like one. I don't say that you lie. I say that you repeat lies. Okay? So you get what kind of reputation you want to have. You build that, because the internet's forever. Here, look at this thing right here. You think this person's in Florida? You think this person's going to be around for long? If we get free and fair elections?
And then, one of the other major issues that the legislature has been dealing with is the issue of transgenderism and LGBTQ rights. Would you say that a transgender woman could give birth or get an abortion?
I am not a doctor.
Okay.
And I think that this amendment speaks for itself. It is very clear on the language. Again, it goes back to medical professionals, not politicians, not elected officials, telling people what to do with their bodies and interfering with medical decisions.
Thank you.
Let me tell you something. You know what they're doing? In the jail system, we're paying for people to have hormone injections, okay? We're paying for all that stuff because Obama federalized a third of our economy through this phony healthcare garbage. All that stuff's got to get thrown in the trash pail. And it will be. It will be. But hey, our job is to wake people up so they can see that they're playing us for fools. They're playing us for fools. Here, Don Jr. put this up. Here's a meme that the left actually put up. Find the trans person. Can't find them? That's because they live among us as normal people. And Donald Trump Jr. put in his truth that he put out. He said, well, you sure have got me stumped. No, you can't find them. They're normal, see? Look at the guy in the very foreground. Now, most of these people are got dopey smiles on their faces, but look at the girl in the very back. She's got the little buns on her hair, kind of like Princess Leia thing going on there. She's got a look on her face like, what in the world am I doing here? Same as the guy in the foreground. What? I can't take the heat. Hey, listen, Pinhead, I'm on here almost every night, putting out the heat, boy. What are you talking about? I can't take the heat. Beneficial to a channel that doesn't have a singular viewpoint. It's knit good for democracy. Well, let me tell you something. You want to piss my money away? You want to let any criminal or I can't say the words, come into our country? You want to give away the sweat of my brow? You want to give away my freedoms and rights, take my freedoms and rights? You can, just what Donald Trump said, people that want to do that to me can, just like Donald Trump's Christmas message, R-O-T, okay, N-H-E-L-L, okay? I'll just go ahead and say it. They can rot in hell. Here, Hungarian president, who's pissing and moaning about Viktor Orban? Hungarian president resigns over S3X abuse case. Pardon. I think that's you, Tizzle. You can look it up on the Reuters. It's only 1 minute and 8 seconds. She resigned. She pardoned somebody and they reoffended. Out of here. Out of here. That's the way most Eastern countries are. Most Eastern countries are not going to put up with this crap from the West. Unrestricted abortion, alphabet community rights. There's Ukraine. Here's an exercise for the pea-brains out there. I'm not calling out any names. I'm just saying pea-brains that can't find Ukraine on a map. Let me help you out. There's Ukraine. Right above it, the dark color is Belarus, okay? The yellow is Russia, okay? And then you see the Black Sea and the island or peninsula of Crimea, right? In the Black Sea. All right? Here. They keep saying Russia's getting ready to collapse. Russia is picking on Ukraine. Russia is on its last legs. Ukraine is a satellite of Russia. This is Russia right here. It's not even all of it on the flipping map. Okay? Look how huge Russia is. And that's not all of it, okay? And what's that green country? Kazakhstan. Were you here when I put the article up about Kazakhstan? No longer are they going to put people that abuse little ones, they're not going to chemically try to calm them down, if you know what I mean. They're going to take the franken beans surgically for messing with little ones. Okay, so you got Russia, Kazakhstan, that huge block right there. And almost all those Eastern countries you see, Turkey, Afghanistan, Iran, you get down to the Middle East, Syria, all those countries don't put up with this flippin' tranny crap. And they're all going to get their own monetary system backed by precious metal, and they're going to tell the West to go pound sand. And we're going to take care of our country. We're going to get rid of the communists. We're going to get rid of the maniacs. You've never talked about any of this. I told you before the border needs to be fixed. Well, then what are you talking about then? What are you talking about? Trump's the only one. He's the only one. You got friends there, Robin. I mentioned a lot of countries. My map is fake. I don't know where he got that. Look at us. Yeah, they're trying to destroy the country. Well, they want to destroy humanity. They want to get rid of backyard gardens. I mean, what are people thinking about? Yeah, Russia's got 11 time zones. That's right. Oh, in Russia. Okay, I got some friends in Russia too. That's right, single songwriter. Hitler tried to take over Crimea. He didn't get very far. And 900 years, or from 900 AD. Where is that article I had about gardening? I had another article about where they're trying to get rid of gardens. So you want the border fixed? Democrats ain't going to do it. They're trying to import voters. We know that. You say you never talked about any of this stuff? Then what are you going to do about stuff like this? This is on you, Tizzle. See the girl in the middle with the long red hair? See what they did to her? The Democrats ain't going to stop this. Adults doing that to a young child. Trump's the only one. Here it is. CNN host says GOP field so large because most hope Trump will be indicted. Election interference, that's what these indictments are. Tony Bobolinsky, I'll get into him next time I come up. He gave testimony today. And he laid out what they were doing. He was pretty low key, but here we go. How about this? Trying to figure out how Biden won a record low of only 16.7 of all U.S. counties, yet supposedly won the election with the most votes in history. Figure that one out. I guess that's not true either, right? Biggest fraud in U.S. history. And it's going to be remedied. I keep forgetting to say this, folks, and I'm glad a lot of you have stayed with me. The election has to be proven that it's been stolen. Because if Biden has the power, theoretically, to give amnesty to this record number, as I said, more illegal aliens came in the first month of 2024 than the entirety of 2023. They're bringing them in for votes. Okay? Ronald Reagan gave a one-time amnesty. You can't find the speech. I can't. Somebody else probably can. I don't know. Where he said, don't ever do this again. This has gotten out of hand. I think it was a total of 3 to 4 million people back in 87. Reagan gave amnesty, and they had him backed up against the wall with this phony Iran-Contra that I discussed earlier. So if Biden pulls the same stunt, that's why I did my thumbnail. To undo a lot of the damage they're doing, there's going to have to be a trial. There's going to have to be actual evidence laid out, and people that repeat that Trump had his day in court over the elections are repeating a lie. The cases were summarily dismissed because they said he did not have standing, or they claimed he did not file in time. No election interference evidence was ever put before court, ever. But it's going to be, because everything that they're getting away with now and everything they're going to try to do in the future, and one of them, they're going to get rid of Biden, and they're going to use him to do as much damage and import as many illegal aliens as possible. And they got to house them somewhere. And I remember the story I told you about where they raised people's electric bills a $5 flat fee. And they said, if you put our smart thermostats in, we won't charge you the $5. In other words, extorting you. Yeah, it was only $5, but the following year it would go to $10. On down the line, it'd be $50 a month or whatever to get their thermostats in. Wait for this, guys. Listen to me. I know what I'm talking about. Your real estate taxes, they double. Whatever you're paying. $4,000 a year? Well, it's $8,000 a year now. Unless you prove to us that you're helping with this migrant crisis and letting people into your home, then we'll return your rate back to what it was. If you don't take a migrant in, you pay $8,000 a year. Don't think it can't happen. Don't think it can't happen. These people are evil, and they plan this stuff out for a long time. So, I am going to, let me see what's going on. Yeah, let Freedom take some of those migrants. How you doing, Clay? A dummy. Yeah, that's right. We're being nice. Everything's nice. But if, oh, that's right, localists. Yeah, they don't want people reproducing. They don't want kids. They don't want boys to become men. So, yeah, that's true. That they don't want you to have gardens. Here we go. Did you all get this in your quiver yet? Put this on Facebook. Ha 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 ha. What does it benefit to not allow U.S. companies to sell their natural gas? What does it benefit? It doesn't benefit anybody. It harms our country. There you go. They'll spend trillions on bills you haven't read and want details on how you spend $600. License to steal. Look how much money. Ugh. So anyway, folks, I want to find a video to go out on because I've been, oh my gosh, I didn't realize I was up this long. I appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know when I go live. How about that? How about y'all do that? And I will play something I haven't played in a while. Here we go. I think this is a good one. I think Freedom will like this one. So anyway, you all have a great night. I appreciate the conversation. I won't be up unless something big happens. Next time I'll be up, we'll see what happens with Fani at the courthouse. Ha ha ha. I need Jack updates too. So let me play this video for you. This is Mountainman over and out.
Destroy the cartels just as we destroyed the ISIS caliphate. 100% of ISIS. When I came in, they said, you won't be able to do it. I said, yes, I will. And we destroyed it in a very short period of time. We had some great generals. Not all of them are like the television guys, the guys you see on television. They are not the best. I will deploy the U.S. Navy to impose a full naval embargo on cartel trafficking. And, you know, New Hampshire in particular, you have a drug problem that's unbelievable because I go to different states and some have, and many haven't, but I don't think there's anyone that has more severe drug problems than New Hampshire. So we have to get your governor to get a little bit more active.
I thought it was my Putin video. I'm sorry. Wait a second, folks. I'm trying to see what I got going on here. What's this one? I was supposed to be out, but let me see what this one is. I don't even have my Putin one in the studio.
Then remember when Biden? I'd like to take him to the back of the barn. I dream of that. You know what I do with him? Oh, I do. I'd hit him right in that fake nose. That fake nose. They'd have plastic lying all over the floor. But I don't want to say that.